Hey, yo, it's your boy Post. You're now tuned in to hoodactionnews.com. Loud. Hey, yo, it's your boy Post here. Welcome to hoodactionnews.com. Got a couple little stories. Actually got more than a couple stories. A lot of stuff going on this week. Now, before I actually show this series of videos, I want to say this, that not now I'm in Philadelphia, right? Now, the news I'm going to show is pretty much in every state. Now, the one thing I do want to say is that I want to figure out, and you can leave a comment, leave a comment below about this. Do you think, one sec. Do you think that social media is playing a part in people's mental to commit violence? So do you think social media, now when I say social media, you got TikTok, X, um, still got Instagram, still got Facebook, right? Is this playing a part in people's mental to commit these serious violent crimes like shootings? Because we know that like 99, almost 100% of the time that you're going to get caught and you're going to go to jail for these shootings. Either somebody's going to dime you out, either the cops are going to actually find video on you. We know that eventually you're going to jail, right? Just by karma, you're going to jail. So what is the point? Or most of these people that commit shootings, and this is just a thought, you know what I mean? Nothing's etched in stone. So these guys, these girls, everybody that wants to go up and shoot somebody, are you just on a death wish? Do you just want to go to jail? Like, pretty much, are you that anxious to see what kind of soap they use in jail? Is what I'm saying. So I really think people just don't love themselves in general. I'm gonna be honest with you. And usually when people they don't like themselves, you know what I'm saying? You want to do something to somebody else because you don't like yourself. That's why I stay away from everybody. I stay away from everybody, you know what I'm saying? Including family members. So sometimes you gotta stay away from family members too. But I pretty much And I'm pretty much I'm the type of person that I stay on Batman mode 24/7. So I repeat that again. I'm a person that stay on Batman mode 24/7 because I live on planet Earth with the rest of the people that are committing these crimes. So I live on planet Earth with the rest of these people that are committing these crimes. I pretty much stay away from people, especially doing these news reports. And you like, what the hell is going on? Because now all of these things just literally just happened at one time. Like somebody just pushed the demon button. So all of this stuff that I'm about to report on damn near happened at one time. So yo, if you're a little sensitive to a lot of stuff, this might not be the channel for you. I'm just warning you because it's super diabolical. You know what I'm saying? Super diabolical stuff I'm about to report on. So get ready. Get ready, Freddie. So the first report is going to be 3 people shot after dispute in Times Square. And I said Times Square. I messed up the first one. Times Square. It is Times Square, isn't it? So 3 people shot in Times Square. 17-year-old in custody. So 3 people shot is the most important, and second most importantly is 17-year-old in custody. What do we have to do for it not to be a 17-year-old in custody? At 17, you supposed to be busy doing schoolwork or trying to talk to girls. So I repeat that again. At 17, and this is if this is a boy, you supposed to be busy doing schoolwork and trying to talk to girls. Which one of those two things is causing them to do crimes? I hope it's not trying to talk to girls, all right? Now, I don't want to joke about it, but it's like I think a lot of this going down, most of this going down is because of parents. Not all of it, but I think a lot of this going down is parents having problems parenting. Let's just say that.
With shots fired in Times Square this morning, a suspect is in custody and 3 people are in the hospital suffering bullet wounds. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis is live in Times Square with more. Marcus, good morning again.
Good morning, Tony. And many of the individuals involved, teenagers, both the suspect, the victims, all this taking place in the heart of Times Square, 44th Street and 7th Avenue early this morning. So it was around 1:20 when police responded to a call of shots fired here in Times Square. Apparently a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old were having some sort of dispute, and then the gunfire rang out. 3 people shot, including that 19-year-old who was involved in the dispute. He was struck in the foot. An 18-year-old woman was grazed in the neck, and then a 65-year-old man was struck in the thigh. All 3 taken to Bellevue Hospital. They are in stable condition. The injuries not considered life-threatening. Again, this happening in busy Times Square. As you can hear sirens going by now. It's never quiet here, but at that time, it sent people running.
People were just saying shots fired, yeah. And then everybody started running, then all the cops started running up. When we heard the shots, we thought it was fake. We're from Chicago, so but we heard the fireworks or not the fireworks, the shots, and we thought it was fireworks. And then we heard everyone talking, everyone running, and we knew it was serious.
So you, the funniest, you're from Chicago, and you don't know what bullets sound like.
That 17-year-old was taken into custody here at the scene. Police say they have recovered a gun, and charges against that teen are pending. We're live in Times Square. Marcus Solis, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
So, like I said, 17-year-old kid, right?
Shedeur Sanders, his pro football
YouTube going rogue. So listen, 17-year-old kid. Cut this off. So 17-year-old kid. We make sure I don't look like a Chinese movie. Whoa! Oh, yeah, yeah, ah. So 17-year-old kid running around Times Square shooting people. You have at any age, you had to have a death wish to go around Times Square shooting people. There's cameras everywhere, people everywhere. You're in a shoebox, you're going to get caught. Like I don't know what mindset or fantasy all these people are living in. Like, yo, the parent of this kid by this age, they had to have like common sense enough to know that you're going to get caught. You're going to get caught in Times Square. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you're going to get caught, period. Now, it's a bunch of, let me see something. Damn. So it's a bunch of shootings. Shush. Whole bunch of shootings. I'm just going down my timeline here. Jeez. So let me just find this one. So I got a whole bunch. So the shooters are out right now. Before I go into all of the shooters, right? This right here, fair warning. This is gruesome. So fair warning. This what I'm about to show you now is kind of gruesome. You know what I'm saying? Definitely gruesome. So in Houston, woman injured at the random attack in Southwest Houston. So a woman was injured at a random attack in Southwest Houston. So this is a random attack in Southwest Houston.
A woman is recovering after she was suddenly attacked while walking to a store Friday afternoon. It happened just after 5 o'clock at the Sugar Park Plaza on South Wilcust Drive in Southwest Houston. That's where we find Fox 26's Jade Fleury. Jade, what have you found out about this?
Well, Melissa, the Zahir family says that their mother was just minding their own business, headed to a store here in this plaza when a man came up from behind and just shoved her to the ground without warning, causing her to break her nose. And this whole incident was caught on camera.
If this happened to your mother, I know anybody would be angry at that point.
Surveillance video shows the shocking moment a man walks behind the woman and shoves her forcefully into the ground. She fell face first onto the concrete, screaming in pain, while the man casually walks away, leaving her lying on the ground.
He was just walking here up until that point over there.
So I'll repeat this one more time. So this is super, super punk activity. A lot of these dudes, now I'm gonna speak for the dudes. A lot of these dudes that do stuff like this are just punks. Punks, punks. So there's a lot of punks out there. You know what I'm saying? Like that word punk, it's a lot of panty punks out there, right? That you would go, first of all, you would go push anybody in the back, and then you're a grown ass man, and you go push a random woman in the back. You're a pure punk. It's too many, it's more than ever right now.
And then that guy pushed her right over there where her face.
So look at
Shocking
this.
moment. A man walks behind the
She
woman
was
and
minding
shoves
her
her
business.
forcefully into the ground.
He just
She
pushed
fell
her.
face first onto the concrete, screaming in pain, while
Now she broke her nose. So this lady also broke her nose.
the man casually walks away, leaving her lying on the ground.
He was just walking here up until that point over there. And then that guy pushed her right over there where her face impacted this.
She hit the
side
pillar.
of that block. Yeah.
The attack happened in a busy area of the Sugar Park Plaza just after 5 p.m. on Friday. The woman's son, Mohammed Zahir, says he was horrified when he saw his mother's face after the attack.
When she video called me on.
Now, it's safe to say that this is a hate crime because she got like I don't know if it's the hijab or whatever you want to call it, but this lady is Muslim.
Face after the attack.
When she video called me on WhatsApp, her whole face was bloody. I can't really tell you. Anybody would get mad that something like that would happen.
Zahir believes the attack may have been motivated by prejudice.
She hit the
I'm
pillar.
pretty sure it's a hate crime because she was wearing a scarf, so he just assumed she was a Muslim and then just pushed her down.
His mother is now home recovering, but her
So he said she was just wearing a scarf. They're not necessarily Muslim.
family says the physical and emotional damage will take time to heal.
She says it hurts really bad. She needed painkillers, and I think this is going to be like a trauma for her because she's not going to forget this.
So let me ask you a question. So I believe in heaven and hell. After doing this, like, now I'm not asking God not to repent, not for people to repent, but it's safe to say it's going to be hard for you to get in heaven. This is if you believe in heaven, because I believe some of y'all just believe in hell. So if you actually believe in heaven, after pushing anybody, let alone a grown-ass man pushing a woman on the ground, it's definitely going to be hard for you to get in heaven. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. After doing this, for you to do this, you have to be like A1 demon, no remorse. So you have to be a remorseless person. I don't even know if that's a word. It's a word today. You got to be a remorseless person to do something like this. Super no remorse. To push a lady on the ground like that. She just walking, chilling, and she hit the pillar. You can see the pillars to the right. She hit the pillar and broke her nose. So this lady hit the pillar and broke her nose. Now, this is broad daylight. This is pretty much looks like broad daylight right here, but y'all are going to have to y'all ladies are going to have to start walking with one of the fellas. Not saying that nothing can happen, but this dude probably wouldn't have did this if she's walking down the street with another dude, especially another dude bigger than this dude. So y'all are going to have to now. And what's crazy about it is the dude came up from behind. So even if she turned, he could have still pushed. Even if she turned around, but you got to be aware of your surroundings also. But this dude was still going to try to do something to her. But if she saw him walking up, she could have turned around and shot him. That's what I'm. That's long story short. Long story short. Good night. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, ladies, be aware of your surroundings. Everybody be aware of your surroundings. Definitely get your license to carry. If you're going to walk, like if you're a lady walking the streets by yourself, you should have your license to carry. Now, this is in Texas, so I know you can get a pocket rocket in Texas. So I know you could definitely get some sort of pocket rocket in Texas. Do not walk by yourselves. Nowhere. I wouldn't listen. I would not. If you're a woman in the United States, don't walk by yourself nowhere. Because it's more female punks. I can't even say it's female, it's just punk. You got more punk-minded men more than ever right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's like super. Listen, if you go to jail, what you in for? Oh, push the lady in the back, she hit a pillar. Push the random lady in the back, she hit a pillar. Ain't nothing sexy about that, my man. If you going to jail, like not saying that, not telling you to be like some of these people right here shooting people, but definitely a punk. It's more punks than ever. One thing I wondered, when you go to jail, I guess the prison guards will tell the rest of the prisoners what you did in jail. But I wonder, is that a thing? I'll find out. I'm gonna ask a couple prison guards I know, is that a thing? How the hell do they know what the person did in jail? Probably just chatty pattyism, people talking. So let's go over to Chicago. In Chicago, crew smashes into 18 different businesses and steals ATMs. So 18 Chicago businesses. So let's find out what they did with these Chicago businesses.
Businesses then load ATMs in the back of their vehicles and take off. We just got new video tonight from police. It shows 4 thieves dressed in black get out of an SUV at Madison and Lockwood. This was early yesterday morning. They break through a window in an Austin business and then steal an ATM inside. Investigators believe this could be the same crew that hit a business at Madison and Pulaski in Garfield Park just last Tuesday. You can see 2 of the 4 thieves waiting outside, one holding a pickaxe and another parking an SUV.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause this real quick. See them eyes right there? See them eyes right there? That's niggas. So you see, so we know who's doing this crime right here. So this particular crime right here, that's niggas. We know it's niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real with you. You know, all y'all African booty scratchers out there, y'all wokies. This is niggas doing this. You know what I'm saying? This a nigga job. Listen. This is a nigga job. So we know who's doing this. So I'm gonna say that all y'all young brothers, right? If you want to wear black, you don't have to commit crime just because you got on black and gray gloves. You can always get a security job. You can go in the military. If you like wearing masks, you can go in the army. You know what I'm saying? Go do a real job. But this right here is a nigga job. 100. Nigga job 100. Know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play this video again, see if this video.
Chicago police are
Act a
searching
little
for
good.
thieves who break into businesses, then load ATMs in the back of their vehicles and take off. We just got new video tonight from police. It shows 4 thieves dressed in black get out of an SUV at Madison and Lockwood. This was early yesterday morning. They break through a window in an Austin business and then steal an ATM inside. Investigators believe this could be the same crew that hit a business at Madison and Pulaski in Garfield Park just last Tuesday. You can see 2 of the 4 thieves waiting outside, one holding a pickaxe and another parking an SUV. Police say thefts like these have happened at least 8.
Yo, I wear a lot of Adidas sweatpants. Every time I look at one of these videos, these niggas always got on Adidas sweatpants.
18 times since June on the west and northwest sides.
Look. Every time. So yo, every time I look at one of these videos, one of these niggas always got on Adidas sweatpants. So, not being prejudiced, but that was a nigga job. Was it an inside job? We don't know. Why are y'all stealing ATMs? They doing that shit in Philly too. Why the hell are y'all stealing ATMs? Yo, some of these dudes are stealing ATMs, and they get the ATM and can't even open the ATM. So they try to hide the ATM. They get caught trying to hide the ATM that they couldn't open. So you know what? Let's go to Chicago. This Chicago again. So let's see what happened in Chicago. What else happened in Chicago? What, like I always say, what ain't happened? What ain't happened in Chicago? It ain't what happened, is what ain't happened.
Chicago's west side as well. At least 2 people were killed, 11 others injured in 3 separate shootings in Austin as well as Garfield Park. NBC5's JC Navarrete has an update on those investigations.
I decided not to go to church and come and help the community over here.
Neighbors taking matters into their own hands on Sunday, cleaning the mess left behind after a large gathering got out of control and left a 22-year-old woman dead.
Damn.
And 5 others shot. The violence erupted along the 100 block of North La Crosse just after 2:45 Sunday morning. NBC5 was there after police broke up the party. Dozens of young adults and teens still were on hand.
They really not used to living like this, so I just want to help. It's very sad.
A mile away, a second mass shooting reported, this time along the 4500 block of West Wilcox, leaving 4 shot, including 2 teenagers. The youngest, just 15 years old.
Kids who should be getting ready to go back to school, preparing to go back to school, in the hospital.
Pastor Donovan Price sharing his thoughts on the violence, adding more needs to be done, and it starts with accountability from those responsible.
If you know about a large gathering, make sure the police are at least aware of the large gatherings.
At 4:37 Sunday morning, a third and final shooting claimed the life of an 18-year-old identified as Caleb Williams. That shooting only a quarter mile away from the first two incidents. Alderman Jason Urban telling me safe spaces need to be created to allow young people to have fun in a responsible way.
We have to create an atmosphere whereby young people can be in safe environments and give them constructive things to do so they're not destroying people's property, not tearing up their own neighborhoods, and having people come from outside.
It's called keep their ass in the house.
Out of our community to think that they can just come to the west side of Chicago and act a damn fool.
CPD does not believe that any of the shootings are related, and at this point, police continue to search for the shooters.
Yo, so I think most of these shootings, to me, most of these shootings are young people trying to prove their worth to the next young person, you know what I'm saying? And then it becomes a one-up competition to who can do the most diabolical thing. And then I think it's very emotional, you know what I'm saying? So it's beyond emotional. Let me just say that, because we say that killers are emotional. Is beyond emotional for you to just go shoot random people. You know what I'm saying? So it's beyond emotional. Even if something happens, for you to come back and just offensively shoot somebody. Now, I'm not talking about self-defense. For you to offensively shoot somebody is super bitch acidness. You know what I'm saying? So it's super bitch acidness. You know what I mean? Super bitch acidness. That's like the exact word for all of these shooters is bitch acidness. Like, you know what I'm saying? Put that in your urban dictionary. 100% of these shooters suffer from bitch acidness, right? Which means if you take away the gun, most of them can't fight with two hands, right? Absolutely, most of them can't fight with two hands. They fight like this. Remember how the girls used to fight in school? You take away the gun and your mom could beat them up. Somebody's mom I'm trying to tell you. So it's a lot of bitch acidness going on. So I got more of it. Now this right here, this is unfortunate mixed with unfortunate. So man fleeing FBI jumps from a high rise in Alexandria. So that's Washington, D.C. So this is the Washington, D.C. area. So what happened to him? Let's find out what happened to my man. So let's find out what happened to my man going birdie bye-bye.
In Northern Virginia, officials say that it happened after FBI agents tried to serve him an arrest warrant. It happened on King Street about 6 o'clock this morning. The man died at the scene. News 4's Drew Wilder has the latest on the investigation.
So that's what happened.
Earlier this morning, News 4 spoke off camera with a guy who says he was asleep this morning in his apartment on the 14th floor of this high-rise on King Street in Alexandria. He says he was woken up by hearing a bunch of banging on what sounded like the unit above him. He heard FBI. Then he heard footsteps running across his ceiling, and then he heard someone shout, "No, don't." He says he went to his balcony. He looked out, looked down, saw a man on the ground 14 stories below. Then he says looked up, and he says on the 15th floor balcony, he saw FBI agents peering down, looking at a man who FBI says had just jumped off of a balcony.
Damn.
FBI agents told us earlier this morning that they came to this apartment building at about 6:30 this morning to serve an arrest warrant. They say they found the subject inside the 15th-story apartment building, and when they approached that subject, they say he took off running, jumped off the balcony, and when he made contact with the ground, he was killed.
Damn.
As of right now, they still have not released the name of the person they were serving that arrest warrant on. They say first they need to notify next of kin, and then the Alexandria Police Department will conduct a death investigation before the name is released. As for what that subject was being arrested for, the FBI says the arrest warrant is under seal and they cannot disclose that information right now. As you can see, traffic has opened back up on King Street, but this investigation will.
So that's it, my man. FBI was serving my man, and he went birdie bye-bye. And he tried to jump, and he didn't have wings. That's basically what happened. Unfortunate and super unfortunate. So that's the unfortunate and the super unfortunate. The FBI tried to serve my man a warrant in D.C., and he thought he had wings, and he didn't have wings. Now I don't want to make light, but yo, you gotta know that you're not going to live after you jump from a balcony. Like you gotta know that. Now, my whole thing is, what's so secretive about telling everybody what my man was being locked up for? Because you're telling everybody that my man jumped off a balcony and died, so we can at least want to know what the FBI was trying to lock him up for. But whatever it was, he did it. he tried to fly away and realize his Superman powers didn't work. So that's all I'm gonna say. Superman powers didn't work. He tried to go birdie, and once he got up there, he realized he didn't have no wings, and that was it. It's crazy. Now, I'm gonna build you up. I'm gonna build it up and break it down. Let's go to Detroit. Let's go to the Motor City, Detroit. Now, this says quadruple stabbing. What I want to know is, how the hell did a quadruple stabbing happen? That's what I want to know. You got quadruple shootings, stuff like that. Let me just move this over a second. Yo, when you're doing these lives, yo, you gotta move your feet around. Your foot be falling asleep. A lot of people go off camera just to fix their foot. That's the reality of doing these lives. Your daggone foot fall asleep. So let's see what's going on in Detroit. Quadruple stabbing. How in the hell does this happen?
This morning, 2 people are dead. 2 others have been hospitalized after a multiple stabbing on Detroit's east side. Police say a person of interest has been identified, but no arrests have been made. We want to check in now with Fox 2 Detroit's Robin Murdoch. She joins us live with the latest developments. Robin, good morning.
Good morning, Janae. Just a sad set of circumstances that investigators are currently looking into. And I got to tell you, over the past several weeks, I have covered multiple shootings in which multiple people have been struck. This is the first time, though, in many weeks that we have talked about a stabbing in which multiple people were stabbed. In this case, we're talking about 4 people who were stabbed. Now, police were called to the 18,500 block of Fleming. This is near 7 Mile and DeQuinder on the city's east side, as you mentioned, about 10 o'clock on Saturday night for a report of a stabbing. When they got to that location, though, that is when they discovered that 4 people had actually been stabbed at a pool party. And police say it was an argument that apparently broke out at that party over a woman that led to the deadly encounter. Now, police have not identified the victims, but they will say a man in his 30s, as well as a...
So This is a stabbing over a woman.
Woman in her 20s were both pronounced dead at that scene.
Damn.
2 other victims in their 30s remain in the hospital at this hour. One of them is listed in critical condition. The other last listed in stable condition. Again, police have identified a person of interest, but they are continuing to try and track that suspect down. Take a listen to the deputy chief who was out at that scene with more on the surge of crime that investigators are dealing with right now.
At a pool party.
Over these last couple of days, we've had just this rash of violence that's just unexplainable. This, again, is one of those incidents. We've had 4 people who were stabbed because someone said something or someone may have touched somebody. And that is not how we deal with any type of conflict. We have to do better. We have to do better.
And we have heard investigators say that over and over the last several weeks that people need to do better. Now, we are hoping to get an update from investigators at some point today concerning this quadruple stabbing and the person of interest. Again, at last check, they were still searching for that male suspect. They had not released a name, had not released a description. But of course, if anything changes, we'll be sure to post that information.
Yo, so I know what happened here. You can't get the girl. We all know what happened there. So quadruple stabbing in Detroit. We all know what happened there. You can't get the girl, so you turn into Jason. That's what happened right there. So you don't have the talking ability, you don't have the game to pull girls. So you get frustrated at the other dudes and you turn into Jason Voorhees. That's what happened there. Now, if you just joining in, make sure you go to hoodactionnews.com. Now, it's Poster Mogul. I am Poster Mogul. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. It's on the bottom of the screen right there. Poster Mogul. X, IG, Instagram, TikTok, Poster Mogul. TikTok is the funniest platform because when you post some of these stories, you can really, the one thing I can say about TikTok, you really see it's like a social experiment. When you put out a topic, people on TikTok are going to give you their real reaction. Now, it's probably the age group that's on TikTok. They don't know how to conceal their real reaction, but you will get people's real reaction to any topic on TikTok. So you would get people. TikTok is a place where people go to vent for some reason, but you will absolutely get people's real reaction to stuff on TikTok. That's one thing I can't say about it. Now, let's go to Baltimore, right? Let me see something. Let me see if I want to go to Baltimore. No, you know what? Let's go back to Philly. I'm going back to Philly. Woman arrested at the hour-long barcade in Northwest Philadelphia. So what the hell happened here?
A barricade situation ended peacefully. A SWAT team was called out to West Oak Lane and blocked off that portion of Broad Street for hours.
I'm thinking about going to the bar to get a drink. I said barcade. I think that's the name. I think Barcade. Is that the name of a restaurant?
Barricade situation ended peacefully. A SWAT team was called out to West Oak Lane and blocked off that portion of Broad Street for hours. NBC 10's Lili Zhang was there for much of the standoff, and she joins us live from police headquarters with the latest. Lili?
Johnny, good evening to you. From start to finish, this ordeal lasted for about 3 hours. Now, police tonight have not released a name of the woman. They have in custody or exactly what they say led up to this reported shooting. However, our cameras were rolling as she was taken into custody.
Surrounded by Philadelphia police, a woman is brought out of a home Sunday evening, hands behind her back.
She usually keep a very low profile. They don't come out the house like that much. So I don't know them that well, but it's the last.
Now, yo, West Oak Lane, Uptown, currently now, far as I knew it, let me stop bullshitting, yo. I'm from Uptown. All black, right? Now I'm starting to see different races in Uptown. That's all I'm gonna say. I see a lot of different races in Uptown.
That much. So I don't know them that well, but it's the last thing I was expecting from seeing it. I've seen them a couple of times. They don't look like the people that would be in type of some situation like this.
So he trying to say it without saying it. He believes that only black people put it like this. In Uptown, when something happened, it's niggas. That's what he trying to say. So what he trying to say without saying it, listen, this Hood Action News. With my man, listen, I'm gonna say it for him. What my man is trying to say is that usually when something happens in Uptown, it's niggas. That's what he's trying to say. He trying to be nice about it, but he trying to say, damn, not a nigga?
Dimitri Morris lives a few houses down. He and other neighbors witnessed the heavy police presence along 71st and Broad Street. Police say someone called 911 just before 5 to report a shooting in that area. Morris said he heard one gunshot.
I didn't think it was a gunshot, but it was a loud banging noise.
Police say the woman believed to be connected ran into the home before authorities arrived.
The city is like GTA, so, it's like Grand Theft Auto. So, it's like, just pretty much figures at this point, and I'm not even surprised.
This man lives about 2 miles away and said he had a hard time getting home with emergency responders blocking parts of the neighborhood before the barricade was lifted.
Man, I'm trying to get home, and it's like every time I come up Broad Street, it's something happened. Last time I came up Broad Street, a car drove up the hill and was up on top of the hill. Now I come up Broad Street, and this is going on.
Police say no injuries were reported Sunday, though neighbors are still left with questions on what happened.
It's just a crazy day. Wouldn't expect it from her. Yeah.
Now, at this point, police are not confirming whether that woman lives in that home or how she may be possibly connected to anyone who lives there. We also did learn late tonight that her name will not be released until the charges against her are approved by the DA's office. Reporting from Philadelphia Police Headquarters, Lily Zhang, NBC 10 News.
Yo, they never said what the chick did.
Philadelphia, tell us.
They never said what the chick did. Let me see something. Am I off? Yo, they never said what she did. So, so she shot somebody. So why are they trying to? Let me see something, yo.
Via police, a woman is brought out of a home Sunday evening, hands behind her back.
She usually keep a very low profile. They don't come out the house like that much. So I don't know them that well, but it's the last thing I was expecting from seeing it. I've seen them a couple of times. They don't look like the people that would be in type of some situation like this.
Dimitri Morris lives a few houses down. He and other neighbors witnessed the heavy police presence along 71st and Broad Street. Police say someone called 911 just before 5 to report a shooting in that area. Morris said he heard one gunshot.
I didn't think it was a gunshot, but it was a loud banging noise.
Police say the woman believed to be connected ran into the home before authorities arrived.
The city is like GTA, so, it's like.
So she shot somebody. So they took her. Why is this so? Listen, why is this so secretive? Like she ran and shot somebody. They don't want to tell you in this particular case. They don't want to tell you the particulars. Probably because it's a woman. What's up with that, man? If it was a dude, they would tell you everything. They would, if it was a dude, they would make up everything. They would make up shit. Yeah, he probably did. The news would make up shit, but they don't want to say what this lady did. She ran down and shot somebody. That's what the hell she did. Yeah, that her ass is going to jail. Very secretive on that. They don't want to release what the hell she did on that one for some reason. So let's go down to Houston again. I'm gonna jump back down to Houston. So armed robbery suspect shot by police. So let's shoot down to Houston and see what's going on in Houston.
Thank you for joining us on KPRC2 News at 10. I'm Bill Barajas. We begin tonight with some breaking news. An armed robbery suspect shot and killed by police. The scene is on Aspen Meadow Drive near South Gessner and West Airport Boulevard in the Braes Oaks neighborhood. KPRC2's Robert Arnold is live now at the scene with the latest from police who just held a press conference. Robert, what do we know?
Yeah, about 10 minutes ago, we spoke with Houston Police Department Assistant Chief Christy Smith, and Chief Smith tells us that just before 6 o'clock.
Let me switch this. Switch my internet real fast.
Thank you for joining us on KPRC2 News at 10. I'm Bill Barajas. We begin tonight with some breaking news. An armed robbery suspect shot and killed by police. The scene is on Aspen Meadow Drive near South Gessner and West Airport Boulevard in the Braes Oaks neighborhood. KPRC2's Robert Arnold is live now at the scene with the latest from police who just held a press conference. Robert, what do we know?
Yeah, about 10 minutes ago, we spoke with Houston Police Department Assistant Chief Christy Smith, and Chief Smith tells us that just before 6 o'clock this evening, HPD got a call about a robbery in progress, Bel Air at Kirkwood. They got a description of a car involved in that robbery. Short time later, officers spot that car. They try to pull it over. The driver will not stop and winds up leading officers on about a 15-minute chase before finally pulling down this street and stopping in front of a house. Chief Smith said it's unclear if the driver actually lives at this house, but he definitely knows somebody who lives at this house. Chief Smith said the driver of the car got out, gun in hand. Multiple officers gave multiple commands to drop the gun. Chief Smith says the driver of the car did not drop the gun. Officers opened fire, killing him. Not a lot of information has been released at this time. You still have several officers here gathering both information and evidence as part of this shooting. What we do know is that this driver is suspected of being involved in that robbery earlier, Bel Air at Kirkwood, and Chief Smith said this individual is suspected of being involved in other robberies. They have not yet released his name, only saying that he's a man in his mid-30s. So they're going to be gathering all of those details on what he may have been involved in, why he did not pull over, any other crimes that he also may have been involved in. So just as soon as we have those details, we will update you both online and on click2houston.com. Reporting live from Southwest Houston, Robert Arnold, KPRC 2 News.
Thank you, Robert.
So it's a lot of shootings.
Hi, everybody. Sam Kramer here, checking in.
So, so you trying to rob somebody, you got caught, police killed you. So you try to rob somebody, you got caught, the police shot you, right? Now, on my channel, we don't want to see anybody die, but sometimes y'all ask for it. You know what I'm saying? So on my channel, we don't want to promote or see anybody die, right? But sometimes y'all ask for it. That's all I'm gonna say. You get instant karma for instant rewards. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about credit cards. I'm talking about bullets. So a lot of y'all getting instant karma out here. Soon, the minute you do something wrong, you get that instant karma. And I ain't talking about credit karma. I'm talking about that cacao blau. Now, the people that did this crime, this is in Philly again. People that did this crime, they didn't get their karma yet, but it's coming. So daily shooting Friday night. That's why I don't go out Friday nights. I do not like going out on Friday. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. So I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Fridays and Saturday nights, I'm in the crib. So Friday night, Saturday night, I'm in the crib with it. Netflix, whatever in the movie, right? I don't even watch Netflix. Some type of Amazon or whatever is on TV, movies, YouTube, hoodactionnews.com, editing, reading a book. I am not out on Friday nights. All of this stuff happens on the weekends for some reason. When people are drunk, high, drinking and drugs for some reason gives criminals extra courage. You know what I'm saying? So drinking and drugs give these criminals extra courage than me. So I will not be out on the weekend.
That captured that disturbing violence. Surveillance video Friday night in Philadelphia shows a white SUV pull over on Rising Sun Avenue and 3 individuals in dark clothing run out of the car before they point and shoot down Alcott Street. Another camera angle, timestamped around 10:30 p.m., shows the flashes of bullets firing out of the suspect's weapons. A third surveillance camera shows the group of 5 victims on the 500 block of Alcott Street who immediately scatter as soon as the bullets began flying. Philadelphia police say a 23-year-old man suffered a fatal gunshot wound to the chest. They say he was taken by private car to Albert Einstein Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead just before midnight. Neighbors tell us the shooting happened around 10:30 p.m. and police did not arrive for about an hour. They say the victim collapsed on the front property of a home on Alcott Street. According to surveillance video, the shooting only lasted about 50 seconds from the point when the suspects jumped out of the SUV to the final sprint back to the same getaway car. We have reached out to police about the response time in this shooting, and we'll get back to you as soon as we get an answer. PPD is urging anyone with information to get in touch with homicide detectives. You can submit an anonymous tip at
So super premeditated.
215-686-TIPS.
So super premeditated. So it looks like they were shooting up a block, right? But I'm gonna keep it honest with you, right? You see the dude running down the street, the cops, the fat dude running down the street, the cops is gonna pick him up super fast, yo. Super fast. So listen, get the soap, my man. You going to jail. I know how you're gonna escape that one. Listen, the karma's going. The Reaper's coming for you. The karma's going to get you. The karma's going to find you. First of all, before you even face any judgment, the Reaper's going to find you. First of all, you can't run from the Reaper. So I don't know why do y'all commit these crimes, and then when y'all get like 35, 40, I wanted Allah. Then you start, you know what I mean? I don't know why y'all want to commit these crimes, man. Then half of these dudes doing all this stuff, and they still not making no money. I don't get it. Now, you heard a lot of people. It seemed like in one of the other videos that I did, my man mentioned GTA. Now, this right here, this is definitely a GTA type crime. Carjackers steal 3 vehicles, including Big Rig, during LA pursuit. So they stole 3 vehicles, including the Big Rig, in this LA pursuit.
These hills. Approaching Calgrove.
So I'm gonna speed it up a little bit.
Exiting Calgrove.
Let's go to the end of this.
Happening besides them tapping this vehicle. The driver has, appeared to drive fairly well up to this point, but now going the opposite way, and you have vehicles coming right at him. I just don't know what they're going to do at this point.
Yeah, just increasing the danger every time they make a move like this. But thankfully, like you said.
So they stole 3 vehicles. So let's go to the end of this.
Still tracking these suspects who we know are dangerous according to law enforcement because of the way this pursuit began. We are seeing the end of it right now, or what looks like part of the end of it. This is a pursuit that began in the Antelope Valley in the Lancaster-Palmdale area, which according to law enforcement.
Let me see something real fast. So they never caught these suspects. So I'm just trying to cross check something. So this LA GTA style carjacking, they haven't caught them yet.
carjacking suspects after a wild pursuit from Lancaster to East LA.
Yeah, let's go right to Gigi right now for how this chase played out. Very dramatic. Hi there, Gigi.
Gigi.
It's certainly very dramatic with one victim after another. We totaled up at least 5 people who were confronted by these suspects. Take a look. It started in Lancaster just after 10 o'clock last night. That's when a man says two suspects stole his Ford F-250 truck from his home on Benford Drive in Lancaster. He saw it all happen and immediately jumped in another car and started following the suspects. But at one point, he told police they confronted him and began shooting at him. So he stopped chasing them. Sheriff deputies picked up the stolen truck, and the pursuit was on and off freeways. At times, the stolen car driver going the wrong way, both on the 5 and the 14 freeway. And in Sylmar, apparently they had a flat tire, so they tried carjacking a white sedan. That driver locking his doors just in time, and then another big rig driver who put it in reverse and got the heck out of there. The suspects then crashed head on into a white big rig and carjacked that driver, stealing a tanker truck reportedly carrying milk. And the pursuit continued on the 405 to the 5, the 101, eventually onto the 110 freeway in downtown LA, where they drove that big rig through the streets and under an underpass. And there they carjacked another man, stealing a white pickup truck, and they took off in that, eventually abandoning it on Mission Road and Cesar Chavez. And that's where they disappeared. Police telling us that they either were picked up by a waiting car, they had phoned a friend for help, or they carjacked someone else, but they did manage to get away. Here you can see all the cars and the trucks that they stole on tow trucks being towed away from 14th and Alameda early this morning. Of course, if you have any information on these suspects, please call the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department in Lancaster. They're investigating. They do say they left a lot of evidence behind, and they did find a gun they believe belonged to those 2 men. Reporting live, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
Wow. That is just wild. Wild. We always say, oh, this.
Yo, this is the thing I don't understand about that, right? In California. So, yo, this is the thing I don't understand about that, right? Well, no, not that I don't understand, but y'all in California, it's hard to get a gun, right? Because I know 10 times out of 10, if that would have happened in Pennsylvania, them dudes would have got shot. Because that one dude ain't had no gun. Yo, you damn near, if you try to do that in these states where everybody got guns, the Georgias, the Pennsylvanias, and you run up on that shit with no gun, your ass is French toast. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I don't understand about California having these tight gun laws. Because all of these criminals got illegal guns, you know what I mean? And they they want to run up and take your truck and all of that. Nah, gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. But that's definitely wild. Yo, what were they thinking? That's what I want to know. Like, yo, California been had, if I'm not mistaken, California is probably one of the first. I mean, not like LA. It's probably one of the first cities that have like helicopters looking for criminals. And how do you think you're gonna get away? And the helicopter is watching you the whole time. And then you still like a tractor trailer. So I'm trying to figure that out. Let's go to B more. Yo, it's so much violence every single where that I'm gonna ask you a question when I'm done with all this. Now, when I'm done with this one, I want to ask y'all. It's probably going to be a technical question, but I want to ask you this. Let's play this Baltimore video. Super violence, super mass shootings, all type of stuff.
In the hand. Baltimore police say one of those hurt, a 38-year-old man, is reportedly in critical condition right now, and due to the extent of his injuries, homicide detectives were called in. According to police, this all started just before 9 when gunfire erupted at Spalding and Queensberry Avenues. Police say that 5-year-old girl, as well as a 23-year-old woman and a 32, 33, and 52-year-old man are all believed to have non-life-threatening injuries. As to what led up to this violence, that is still the big question. Commissioner Worley addressing what the victims were doing when shots rang out.
It just looked like some people were sitting outside on the porch and up against on a vehicle having some grabs, to be honest, and looks like somebody just opened fire.
This morning, no arrests have been made. If you have any information about this case, police are urging you to call the Metro Crime Stoppers. And remember, you can remain anonymous. This is a developing story, and we will bring you the latest both live on air and on the free Fox 45 News app.
Yo, it's so many. Listen, it's so many shootings that I'm almost desensitized. Like, now I'm looking at this. I'm doing these news reports, just trying to break down, show you what's going on. I'm like super desensitized just reporting on all of this stuff. Right? You got carjackings, shootings, them doing random stuff happening to women. Now, the one I did a little earlier definitely got the punk of the day, where the dude ran up and pushed the woman from behind. Now, this is the question I want to ask you, right? In a lot of I need some water after doing all of that, seeing all that. A lot of these crimes, right? These people are below 30. So a lot of these crimes, most of these people are below 30, besides that woman in the neighborhood that I'm from. They locking her ass up, right? But do you think so? I'm gonna ask you. Let me see. Do I want to pull this up on screen? I'm gonna just ask you a quick question because I'm gonna do a whole thing on this, right? You know about Neuralink like technology. Now, Neuralink is a chip, right? That they allegedly can put in your head. It'll calm your nerves. It's basically it's a chip that can control emotions and nerves and stuff like that, right? Now, Neuralink is just a brand. There's other Neuralink like inventions out there. So I'm repeat that again. There's other Neuralink like inventions. So Neuralink is just the one company, the one brand that has this technology. There's other this is 100% about to be the future. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Let me find it. Now you know I'm gonna hold off on that. So there's other companies like Neuralink, right? Now the question I want to ask you, right? Now I told you Neuralink is a chip that they can implant in your head. It's supposed to control nerves, and allegedly it can control emotions, right? Are you going to be for when people get locked up, right? That they put this chip in their head so when they come back out, first of all, if you kill somebody, you're not getting out of jail. But so when they come back out, they won't commit these crimes. because jail is going to be, listen very closely, jail is going to be the excuse that they're going to use to put this chip in people's heads in the future. So jail is going to be the excuse to put this chip in people's heads in the future. Now, I don't know if it's going to be 10 years from now. I don't know if this is going to be 20 years from now. But they're going to chip up people. To me, they're probably going to do it in the jails first. They're going to chip up these violent criminals and vestibleize. They're going to straight vestibleize these violent criminals. I can see that. I can see that coming from a mile away. So they're going to chip up and vestibleize these violent criminals, similar to maybe Demolition Man type stuff. You know what I mean? Are you going to be for this or against this? The way that these violent crimes are playing out and random crimes, yo, it's sick out here. And it's getting worse. Parents don't want to be held accountable, right? Something else is going to have to happen to get rid of crime. You know what I mean? Because it's a mentality. Somehow in these criminals' heads, they think that this shit is right. So think about this. Somehow in these criminals' heads, they think that committing crimes is right. Doing stuff like working a job, they think that that's not right. Like that is something wrong with doing that, right? If they have the option to get money legally or do a scam, they want to choose the scam. They want to try to choose the easy way out. Sometimes the easy way out is even harder. Like the girl that created 20 aliases and fake business names. Like it was harder to do that than just start a legal business. Because you had to know how to form that. She formulated businesses and everything, fake businesses, all type of stuff. So something like a Neuralink invention where you could just I'm gonna do a whole thing on it. But I'm thinking if you're going to implement something like that, you would have to look at rap sheets, right? Look at the rap sheets. If they got like a long history and they're like going to be ordained to be a criminal, you might want to chip their ass before they do something even more diabolical. Because most of these criminals that are doing this, they got a little rap sheet. Now, the 17-year-olds, that's a different story. You probably need to hold parents accountable so they know where their kids are at all times. You know what I mean? And that's a rough one too. You might have a good parent and then her son just makes, their son just makes the wrong decision. Don't have to be a single mom. I was going to say her son, but so you might have a single parent and the kid just makes the wrong decision. Then you come back trying to lock the parents up. So they're going to be fighting that in court too. So yo, I'm gonna say this to all of y'all that want to go to college. Like, yo, you might want to be a lawyer in the future. It's going to be new laws, new crimes, all type of stuff. A lawyer will definitely be profitable in the future. So listen, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm actually out. A lot of violence happened today. If you just tuned in, rewind the video and be cautious because it's a lot of stomach turning stuff that I reported on today. Super stomach turning. If you don't got a strong stomach, you don't want to see what I reported today. I'm gonna just keep it a beam with you. It's your boy Post. I'm Izzo. Like, share, subscribe right now. Help a brother out. Stay tuned.